Jason's Monday night homecoming. That's right. We went back to Philly, headed back to the Link for the first time since he was playing there for a little Eagles Atlanta Monday night football action. And just like any homecoming, it was about the pregame. And boy, oh boy, did you not disappoint. And by the way, Philly did not disappoint because you weren't the only one there. It was an entire showing of how faithful those birds are and how excited they are about this football team and how good this football team could be. And you made it to the Eagles tailgate.
That's right.
And made sure to hand out some garage beers.
I remember what section, what I think this was like C2 or something like that. I can't remember where this was in the parking lot.
I'm surprised you remember any of this, Jason. I thought you were going to black out. I've seen those dance moves before that we're about to get to, and typically those are.
I know you don't believe me.
No,
I was not drinking until
after
the game.
Those
after
knees
I was
don't
up in the
work
booth
like
at
that
the end
sober.
of it, I promise you, I don't know how I did that because I've never done that.
Everybody knows
sober.
you don't have rhythm until you have like
Travis,
10 beers.
Hey, I'm letting you know right now.
I could tell by the way you were talking in the third quarter in the booth that you had been in an up and down roller coaster of being in and out of being drunk since about noon.
Zero beers.
Dude, I could
tell you.
Do you
know how hard it was to throw garage beers? I threw probably 100 beers. I'm not exaggerating from a pickup truck and didn't drink one. Do you know how hard that was?
It's a feat I don't think you've ever accomplished before.
I'm a professional, Travis. I don't mess around.
I respect it.
No, this tailgate was awesome. A bunch of these guys had been to the golf outing, right? So, Dallas Sucks, Maniac Malloy, Shoulder Pad Sean, and my guy Dumphy. All these guys had been around. And I'm like, man, I've seen these guys at all these events throughout the years. They've cheered me on. I want to be out there with these guys. I don't know how we got to like throwing garage beers. I think I got up on the top of the truck where they were smoking an alligator, which is pretty gnarly. I don't know if you've ever seen a smoked alligator covered in bacon.
The fuck did Philadelphians get an alligator?
I don't know. I don't know that. I think that they just kind of do it. I
remember having alligator one time. And it was when
fried alligator when we were down in Florida.
Yeah, we went to like that county fair down in Florida, and they had gator nuggets.
Yes, and they were delicious.
They were fucking phenomenal.
Yes,
and that was the first time I was like, "Damn, I didn't know people were out here eating gator like this." That's what we're doing down here. We're just catching gators like we're catching fish, just going out there and fucking reeling them onto the boat and putting them over a fire.
That's right.
Very interesting.
Well, they've smoked it all day. It was delicious. They stuffed it with like cheese and whatnot, covered it in bacon.
Oh my God.
I was getting different pieces. I was getting the tenderloins. I ate a piece of the cheek right off of the freaking face of it. It just tastes like lobster almost. It was delicious. It was very good.
What the fuck?
It's kind of like a lobstery chicken.
I don't want to hear that. You're ruining my day by telling me this shit.
It was good. Just letting you know.
I'm in on just about fried anything. Fried gator is probably as far as I'll go on the gator train.
All right.
But either way, sounds very eventful because you don't always have gator at tailgates up in the Northeast.
It's not a regional delicacy. But either way, it certainly was an event. They also had cheesesteaks. They had a bunch of food at this tailgate. It was incredible. The fans were into it. Everybody's getting ready for Monday Night Football. And we just so happened to have like 1,000 garage beers. So I just started putting them in koozies and chucking them like grenades.
Yeah, because koozies are it's like bubble wrap. It's safe.
I was basically, yeah, exactly. I was basically playing jackpot with an entire parking lot of Eagles fans.
Throwing full beers might as well be assault.
I mean, none of them. I was making eye contact. I almost took out a Jeep window, but I was making eye contact. Crushed a moonroof. It might be cracked, but it was electric.
Dude, throwing beers further than like 20 yards, 15 yards is, that thing, that's dangerous.
No, it's got the koozie on it. It's wrapped in koozie.
There you go. It's nice little, yeah.
It reminded me of the parade.
Every time the parade comes around, you're
people
on the floaty,
are throwing you beers. So it felt like it had been reversed.
Dangerous.
Now it's time to throw the beers the other way.
Catch this wrath.
Dude, but I was making eye contact. There were some, not gonna lie, there's some talented people in that parking lot catching beers. I don't know if they can catch footballs, but if some of these guys can catch footballs as good as they catch beers, they might want to try out for the Eagles.
You fucking idiot. We also got to look at some new moves. Jason showing off some moves. One move that is actually new to me. I've only seen you hit one of these two moves before.
I said, that's a new move.
That is 100% a new move. I haven't seen that one yet.
Kylie said it's the same as the stomp move. She said it's just a different variation of your stomp.
Yeah, which means it's a new move. This stomp though, the running
man. It wasn't my best running man. I've been better at running man. So
those knees are getting up though. That's what I'm saying. These knees and this kind of bounce doesn't work unless you have like 10 beers, dude. Those knees are shattering if you're fucking doing it with no fucking fuel in you.
What happened is we were supposed to be on that stage to start countdown, and I walked over there way too early. I had to kill 30 minutes before the show started, and I'm just up there with these DJs just standing there. I'm like, I gotta do something up here. I can't just stand here like a jamoke. I gotta bring the energy.
Oh, you brought it.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Dude, it's golden.
Do you know, like,
dude, you have the greatest running man of all time, dude.
Do you know how devastating it is to?
Oh my gosh!
Do you know how
so fucking good, dude?
Do you know how devastating it is?
I keep watching it and I keep crying, laughing, man. I was so proud. Everyone thinks I'm the dancer. Dude, you are the fucking most electric dancer I've ever met in my life. You can put a smile on anybody's face by dancing, dude. It is so good. And when you get in that mode where you go full send, oh my gosh. Woo! Thank you for that. I'll have that forever. I'll have that in my back pocket on a fucking cloudy day. And I'll just be able to fucking have happiness. That shit was so good.
You know how devastating it is to open X and just see a bunch of people quoting tweets of you dancing and putting clown emojis above you?
Dude, the running man looks like you're like, you know, when they put shoes on a dog for the first time?
Yeah.
And they're just like fucking trying to figure out how to step in those things.
Yeah.
Dude. But they're like getting like their knees. Oh, dude, it was so fucking good, man.
Just countless people quoting a picture of you dancing and saying, this is a full-grown adult male with kids. And he's doing this in public.
And it's
I'm like, you know what? I mean, you got a good point. It's ridiculous. I don't know that I got a rebuttal for that. Stop showing this.
It's so good.
Are we going to be able to have the sound? It looks so much worse without the sound. It's going to look terrible. It doesn't make any sense. The sound doesn't, I mean, it doesn't make it that much better. It's still ridiculous, but.
God damn it. That's so good. Well, it was so good. Even Pat Mahomes had to get a little comment in there on X saying with a lot of the crying emojis, go crazy then, Jay Kelce. And that is what you did, man. You snapped. You went crazy on them and gave the people what they wanted.
Pat's seen these dance moves up close and personal.
This is why ESPN hired you, Jason.
This is why.
You're doing them.
Are you an expert at football? Yes.
Kind of.
I mean, kind of, I guess.
These moves cannot be reenacted by anybody else. Nobody else can do these fucking moves. I promise you. Jason is the only one. And you look good doing it because of the jumpsuit Big Dom gave you. Hooked you up with the South Philly tuxedo, green velour tracksuit. Did you feel as Italian as you looked?
Dude, I feel like, you know, when you dress up in a uniform, you feel like more official. I felt like more official.
That's exactly why I dress up. That's why I dress up.
No, but I get when you dress up as like in like a uniform, like if you dress up as like a police officer, you kind of feel like you're right.
Yeah, but a good two-piece, a good two-piece, that'll make you feel like you're in costume.
Yeah. When I was dressed as a South Philadelphian in this velour jumpsuit, which by the way, velour, not very breathable, dancing around like that. I was full sweating. My man Marcus Spears had me covered with the towel on the set. He was like, "Hey, take this. You're gonna want to dab this off."
Big sweater.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what it's about. Knows. But yeah, Dom hooking it up. We had to sew on these Italian flags because it was really an Eagles tracksuit. But you can't have. They didn't want me to have like an Eagles thing on, which I get. don't want to show any bias. We didn't do that a lot.
We
didn't.
They put we were very biased that day.
That's
the
actually
Eagles patches
over.
are way too much. The chants, you can do the chants all day. Though.
Yeah. You can actively be cheering.
Philly.
You can
Philly. Yeah, but
you can actively be cheering for the Eagles in the booth. Oh, he's in. Yes. He got in, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to say that.
So good.
I think the Italian flags really set it to another level. Had some nice chains on. It was a fun look.
You look great. Shout out to Big Dom for getting you some swag.
And a lot more. Shout out to Big Dom for everything.
Then we got to see why Jason is making Monday Night Countdown the greatest show on TV. And dude, it was fun seeing you in your element, but even last week, man, it's cool to see that you are now one of the guys that is driving the love of sports.
Yeah.
I think it was so cool to hear that you were getting offered by everybody, and you were kind of torn between a couple different networks. But when you chose ESPN, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, he's going to be like a Chris Berman. He's going to be like a SVP. He's going to be like a Rich Eisen and growing up and fueling that love for the sport of football. And I just, I was so fucking proud of seeing you doing it last week in San Fran, and even this being in your moment with Fletcher Cox and Nick Foles,
yeah, baby,
doing the Eagles chant before the game, to even being in the booth with Aikman and Joe Buck, two legendary guys in the booth, and obviously a Hall of Famer in Aikman. It's just it's so cool seeing you in this moment and seeing you in this next phase of life in football. And man, I just couldn't be more proud of you, brother. The shit's
absolutely,
fun,
man.
It's fun to watch.
I appreciate it. I really do. I think first week, definitely nervous. This week, there was so much going on. I was nervous a little bit. It's interesting being up there. You're trying to say the right thing and get things, formulate responses in real time. It's difficult. There's a whole new respect that I have for anybody that does this. Like it's difficult. The pre-show is difficult. The booth, I mean, Joe and Troy, going up there with those guys was trying to fit in. And I was like, man, I don't want to.
You don't want to overstep. Yeah, I can.
You don't overstep, but also there's a chemistry between calling a game with the play-by-play and the color guy. And they have it down pat better than anybody. And tell me if I'm being an idiot. Yeah, I don't, it's like, it was very, very humbling to be up there.
Coach me up.
Yes.
Coach me up. Dude, I'm here to get coached. I don't want to, I can definitely respect that. I feel like I took that mentality this offseason in a lot of the different,
acting roles and
acting, all that shit. Everything that I did in the offseason, I was like, just let me not fuck this up.
Yeah.
Coach me up. Tell me how to go about this. And I think that's the right mentality. But at the same time, man, trust your gut, man. You're fun as hell to listen to. And as much as the Falcons fans probably didn't want to see you chanting Eagles and doing all that, you can't tell me they weren't enjoying that shit, man, because you do it in the right way.
I think they get it. They get that I was an Eagles fan. I mean, it's unfortunate for them on a national broadcast but it was one time, right? We're going to get back to, I'm trying, and I really wanted to offer unbiased opinions for the Falcons, who I thought played a fantastic game. And we'll get to that shortly. But this was really cool to be back in Philadelphia. It was awesome. And this is probably the one chance I got to kind of solidify my retirement as a player. And to be up on stage with Fletcher Cox, a guy that retired the same year as me, Nick Foles, I mean, a guy that I won a Super Bowl with, Super Bowl MVP, and then all the fans, it was really, really fun moment. So I can't thank ESPN enough for, I don't know, man, just like letting this all happen. I don't know. It was like,
no, I hear you. I hear you. It seems a little much, but they definitely, they looked out for you. And I think it was a great look for ESPN, and it made everybody really excited to watch Monday Night Football, not only yesterday or last week, but in the future, man. You guys are doing a great job, and don't want to not give credit where it's due. SVP, Ryan, Clark, and Spears. I mean, those guys are the fucking best, man. I love seeing all you guys throughout the game and throughout the evening talk about ball, and you guys always have great takes on it, man. So shout out to the Monday Night crew.